questions during the slides, you can just raise your hands, yeah, and then we can talk about your questions and the points that you have to bring. So here's the initial screen. Today is our class number 9 about conversation. We have different conversation topics, and fourth class about Ubuntu. The first class was about Ubuntu in general, and then we divided into different areas, in 3 areas: personal development, professional planning, and today, parental education. And then what we say here is that Ubuntu is a transformative approach. So Ubuntu has a ability to transform our lives, because the way we live here in Brazil is very individual oriented. We live for ourselves. We don't have this societal view of life. We don't have this collective perspective of life. We normally tend to live for our families. So if you have, for example, kids, normally you just dedicate your time, your energy to your kids, but you don't get involved, for example, in your neighbors' kids, in the kids from your streets, yeah, the kids in your job. We just get involved to our nuclear family. So this is the perspective in the West. But in Africa, mentality or mindset, we have a tendency to see all the families as our community. It's a completely different view. So today we're going to try to understand how we can reconcile this Ubuntu perspective to our reality here in the West. Yeah, so let me get started. The first screen, talking about the benefits. What can we gain from adapting or incorporating Ubuntu to our personal life, our family life? So the first point is compassion. Normally, we have compassion when we see the others as extensions of ourselves. So if you see the other people as people who are indifferent to your reality, you have a tendency not to get involved. You have a tendency not to interfere in other people's lives. And that's why it is so problematic not to connect to other people, because if you don't connect, you don't serve. And if you don't serve, you are indifferent. So the opposite of indifference is exactly empathy. When you connect, when you try to feel what people are feeling, understand what they are living. So that's what Ubuntu has to offer. And the second point is community building. What is it? Is idea of collective responsibility. This is very common, for example, in the favelas. When a kid doesn't go to school, the neighbors ask, why didn't you go to school? Where is your mom? What are you doing in the street? So they connect to you. They want to know about you. It's very common in poor communities. But in other areas, you have even experiment. I saw an experiment on television where they put a kid alone in a large square in São Paulo, and lots of people passing by the kids, and nobody offered help to the kids. It was a black kid at around 5 years old or 6 or something, and then nobody offered help. And when they did the same experiment with a white kid, a white little girl, in less than 30 seconds, somebody stopped. Oh my God, where are your parents? What are you doing on the streets? Oh no, should we call the police? They started trying to help the kids. So there is a perception that especially Black people don't need help, don't need assistance. They don't humanize Black people. That's why community building is one of the responsibilities of people who see themselves as Black, because this is the way we can feel safe, loved, encouraged, if we build our own communities. Normally, we don't have this kind of perspective in society, a perspective of collective help. Yeah, people just help their nuclear family. So to break this mentality, we need to get together to connect with other Black people who have the same mentality. Yeah, sometimes people are not Black and have this mentality too. It happens. And in point three, respect for diversity. This is completely difficult to just white children, exactly, are in-laws. Yeah. So this was the conclusion of the experiment, that only white kids are lost. Black kids on the streets are poor people, they live in the streets, probably they don't have parents. So this is the perspective. And this is so true that when my wife was pregnant and we went to the doctors in the public clinic, it was very common for people to imagine that I was her friend, that I was her brother or her cousin, but never her husband, because people don't expect Black women to be married. They have this image that Black people are alone, single, divorced, abandoned. So they don't connect a Black man with a Black woman to her spouse, her husband, her boyfriend, or anything like this. And it's very shocking, yeah, to see this. They don't believe that we can be loved, yeah. So that's why what we call aquilombamento, Black people getting together, is so important, because if we don't have this movement, we have a tendency to feel neglected, to feel abandoned, to feel invisible, yeah, in society. So getting together with other Black families is necessary to our mental health. Yeah, so we need this community to be healthy. And science is proving this too. I saw the last studies about Parkinson and Alzheimer's. And they say that you have more chances of developing Parkinson's and Alzheimer's when you don't connect to other people. So loneliness is one of the principal triggers of mental disease. So if you are alone, if you have isolation, you have more chances of developing dementia, Alzheimer, Parkinson's, panic syndrome, depression, and many other conditions. Yeah, so solution for people is to get together with other people, be a part of communities, cycles of studies, I don't know, social groups. Yeah, we have to be parts of communities. This is very important for not only people, but especially Black people, because we have this ancestor trace, yeah, that we belong to communities. So it's really important to follow this direction, yeah, of groups, religious groups, sports groups, social groups, professional groups, family groups, I don't know, any group, yeah, be parts of a group. So this is the essence of the idea of number three, because in the group you learn to respect, admire, and encourage diversity. When you don't live in diversity, when you live only with people who are similar with you, you normally disrespect, disencourage, and avoid diversity. So Diversity is something that the more you have, the more you want to have. And the less you have, the less you want to have. So you really need to push yourself to diversity. You have to look for people who are completely different from you. This is very healthy and very important too. Yeah. And number 4, personal and collective growth. So to grow, it's important to be connected to individuals. Interconnectedness is a principle of Ubuntu. Yeah. So I don't know, you can be part of a club, social group, cultural projects. Yeah, there are many possibilities of social interaction you can find. In Rio de Janeiro, for example, I live near Madureira, and Madureira is an area with lots of Black culture events. So it's really cool. We have jongo, samba, capoeira. We have spirituality, African spirituality events too. So there are lots of possibilities. Yeah. So I don't know. The place where you live, do you have a very thriving, a very live Black culture, or normally it's very difficult for you to find Black culture events in your city?
In my city, it's very difficult, very difficult.
Difficult? Really? Teresópolis, no Black people?
No, Petrópolis.
Petrópolis. Wow.
Oh, there are Black people, but for me it's difficult because I'm a teacher, and now since I don't know if it's the right express, but since a few years it's more common in classroom, but after 4 years it is more common, but it's difficult, very difficult.
Mm.
I feel this because when I go, it's I go a council. I go a council of university.
Wow.
Just me, I'm just only me is just me is Black. And
Wow.
on the party of my son.
Mm-hmm.
And it's common people think that I'm a worker there. In the last weekend, I'm there, and a person asked for me if I work in the party. I said, no, my son is here. I'm not working here. Oh,
Wow. This is shocking.
yeah,
My God.
2024.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. What about you, Sir Belly? Do you have diversity of Black events in your city?
So let me see that I understood your question about the university.
No, in the city in general. Do you have
Okay.
diversity? Yeah.
Well, here in Belo Horizonte, Belo Horizonte is a racism city, a lot, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yes, we have black place, right? Some lately we have more place for Black people. For example, bars, sambas, specific place for Black people. But this place are place, for example, far, no, how can I say? The better place, beautiful place with the good food, uh, people, beautiful clothes are most the white people here in Belo Horizonte. And here it's very difficult, for example, there are some place that I, a black woman, I need, if I go in this place, I need to go wearing, for example, like white people. Because if I go wearing for a black woman, for example, I'm a stranded person in the environment, all right? And he, Mineiros, has a how can I say in English? Maneira.
They have ways.
Ways. Okay, Mineiro says, oh, this place is good, but there are people, it's not beautiful there. This place is the place of the black people.
Okay. Yeah, that's
All
very
right.
bad.
Yes, yes. If it did the, for example, famous place to dance, then forró, samba. If he is in a good neighbor, for example, Savassi, the famous neighborhood, the place, the people, the white people, okay, have black people, but the white people is more common, right? If they are black people, 1, 2, 3, 10, it is alert for the whole. This place is not very good more, because now there appear people that is not beautiful. The place, these people is black. All right. He unfortunately this is. I have a group. I have a group. They're my colleagues. We are about 10 women. My group. There are two black women that two black women. I and my colleague Patrice only. The older are white girls. Yeah, all right. And my university, my school, the most people are white. Unfortunately.
Wow.
Yes, the company. Yes, here in Minas Gerais, the big company. It's very difficult for black people. Difficult to grow up, for example, move up. It's very, very difficult, because the fact that the person is a black people break the opportunity for this person, right? He is very strong in the companies. A lot of racism.
Exactly. Wow, it's really complicated. So it's a difficult reality. And as you said, Black culture doesn't get a lot of investments by the public policies. Yeah, they don't invest in the culture of Black people. So this is very serious. So what about you guys? We have Joyce, we have Lisandro. Do you have Black events, Black culture, Black cultural life happening in your city, or there are zero events for Black people?
Yeah, I can talk about São Paulo. São Paulo, you have a lot of events for everyone. So you need only to looking for the events. I remember some event in the Sesc Vila Mariana, maybe last week. Yeah, it's about some pictures about Black events in the. I could remember what type of cheese, but it's a Black expression. I like the time that I spend in the Sesc Mariana, and you can looking for more things in São Paulo and cities around. I think is here I have more opportunities to interact with the Black community sometimes. I know, like Cirbelli talk about Minas Gerais. I remember the time that I was in BH and the other small cities. I know because I grew up in Porto Alegre, so for me it's easy. Easy. I know the is the same. How they say is the same. Not manner is the same procedure. For it's not procedure for grow up. It's a procedure for separate. I think it is the same in the all states of Brazil. It's a big problem. Is not have some opportunities to interact with the Black community, so it's complicated sometimes.
Okay, that's right, Lisandro. Thank you very much. And this is very painful, yeah, because you have this scenario in different areas of the country. Joyce, did you raise your hands? Feel free to talk.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Today I'm in the playground with my kid. So now she is quiet, I can talk. Here in Campinas, it's very difficult. We have too much racism. It was the last city in our country to finish with the esclavization. And we have some places that resist, like slavery. Like Jongo de Ribeiro is a specific place here where we can dance, we can talk about the culture, the resistance. But usually Campinas is very, very, very racist, and until today I work now at the mayor, I forgot how can I say, office, prefeito. I forgot. And the most people that work there is white people. And it's hard to talk about public policies in these places. But I try. I continue.
Yeah, so when you are a minority, it's very difficult. That's true, because imagine a government where 90% of the staff is white. How can you talk about Black issues? Yeah, nobody will listen to you. Nobody will understand what you're talking about. So this is a very serious situation. And according to IBGE, our statistics organization in Brazil, they say that Black people are 56% of the population in Brazil, but it is not really, really Black. It's dark-skinned people. Dark skins are 54 to 56. Okay, but Black, really Black people, it's about 9% only in the country. Dark-skinned people. So what we call pretos in Portuguese, because in Portuguese we have pretos and pardos, yeah, and what they call pardo would be something like dark skins, or and these are 56%, but not all the 56% people are Black. Actually, Black people, it's around 9% only. So it's more difficult for us to see representation in the public policies, and this is a true problem. And prefeito in English we say mayor, yeah, mayor, escravidão, slavery, and cultura in English we don't say Q, we say culture, okay, culture and not culture, because normally you has the sound of you, but in this case it's a culture. Okay, Then let's move on to next point in our slide, which is implementing. How can you implement Ubuntu? First, active listening. You have to listen to what people have to say. Open communication. Share decision-making. So decision-making cannot be centered in one person. You need to share authority and positive discipline. This idea that you should guide the kids and not punish, not physically punish. And this is a very polemic topic in Brazil because we have lei da palmada, we have a law to prohibit parents from spanking and beating their kids, because this statement is that any kind of aggression is abuse, physical abuse. So what is your opinion about this? Do you agree that you should never hit a kid, or sometimes physical punishment can educate a child or a son or daughter? What is your perspective about physical punishment in education of children?
I don't have kids,
Mm.
but I think it is complicated because it's different vision. All right. I can, for example, I don't have an opinion because, for example, a mother hitting your kid, her kid. I don't know. Sometimes it's necessary in her mind. It's sometimes necessary in her mind. You know the case, the mother don't hit her kid, but he don't have control about the kid. I don't know because I'm not a mother, so I think it's very complicated. When I was child, my parents hit me, all right. It was, I think it was wrong. I don't know. I grew up and I always had respect for my parents, not because of hit, but I knew that if I don't stay in the line, for example, I couldn't, my parents couldn't hit me. So this, I stay me without, I don't know how can I say, but I grew up in my mind. My parents hit me. This, for me, it's no problem because it's no, my parents no hit me all time or for nothing. All right, but it was my case with my parents. Today we are in a different culture, a different. The kids are different today. Our parents too. Today we have all the way to grow up our kids, all right? So I don't know. I think it's very complicated, very complicated.
Yeah, this is very personal. So who else would like to share their views about physical punishment? Is it necessary or not for education? What do you think?
I don't have kids also, but I think that at the moment in our life, we need to provoke the change, because I think that we are living society so violent, so complicated. I think that we need we need provoking more feelings, provoking more other spaces to speak about what we need, what we feel, and I think that at the moment we need to create the change and conversation more and understand more, and I think that we need change. Is that?
Okay, great, perfect. Anybody else would like to talk?
I have some comment. Okay, go ahead.
I have a toddler, and I was a kid that had physical punishment.
Wow.
And it was hard to me because it's like our friend said, when it happens, I did something, but I was just a child that was learning something. And now I'm gonna show you my daughter. And now I do different with her because I'm learning how to be a good mother. I think I agree if Elisama Santos and she says when she says that when we have physical punishment with our kids, we are not to demonstrate love. We are demonstrating that we are frustrated, that we are angry, and if our parents did it with us, it was because they did the better things that they learned and they could give to us.
Mm-hmm.
But now we must do different.
Mm-hmm.
I work with public policies to first childhood. So now I can change the world with the kids. So it begins with us. And I would recommend it to you, Elisama Santos. She wrote a program that is called Cria na Paz. Só um minutinho, filha. And this program is about the violence that we committed with our kids. So it's very nice looking for it, to change our mind, to look the other possibilities to raise your kids.
Amazing.
Or the kids that are near you.
Mm-hmm.
Você quer papá, filha? Mãe te dá.
Fantastic. Wow, I didn't know about Cria na Paz. I'm looking here, the website. Really cool, really nice program. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Campinas participate of Rede Urban 95. Has good programs. Now we are continuing because I'm gonna pay attention here.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Okay. Anybody else would like to share about physical punishment? Is it necessary or not? What's your views?
So I think I don't have kids, but I think in the past the physical punishing works for some reasons, not the good reasons. But when you think about nowadays, until everything is allowed, is not a good idea. I think the parents need to walk in another way, like how can demonstrate strength without hitting? How can we demonstrate authority without hitting again? So it's not about punish, the physical punish, but it's about the authority. It's about, oh, I can use another things that not physical punish for show the kid the limits. I think the punish in the end, it's about the limits. I don't like the physical punish. In the past, sometimes work, but okay, I survive, others survive. But nowadays, I know it's complicated. But if everything is allowed for this new generation, then you have a problem.
Good points. Yeah, as Sibeli says, it's complicated. Okay, Sibeli. Yeah, it's really complicated
Yes,
because
complicated. Yes, yes.
wow.
My parents hit me, but for me, wasn't the big problem. This for me, the worst punish was to go to the church.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
No.
was terrible.
In my case, it's a little different.
prefer-
Remember my grandmother, when he punished me, he talked with me. Do you know what I hit you? What do you do? I broke some things. So this is for broke these things. If you don't broke these things, don't have punish. Explain before.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, this is very, very polemic because there are some people who say that physical punishment is always abusive. There is no circumstance in which you can touch your kids. Yeah, because they're
Yes, yes. I think the problem can be, for example, when the adult is nervous and can, for example, lost the calibration and lost the mind. Yes, and to be aggressive with the kids and the body of the kids, it's no support. All right, it's very complicated. But for example, my mother and my father hit me 12 with a belt, right? So,
wow.
only, only. You learn it. Now you learn. You can do this. All right. Yes.
My
Yes. But
goodness.
yes, yeah, it was sometimes, no, every time, right? But I think this is very complicated because I don't have kids, and sometimes I see, for example, supermarket, the kids without control, and the parents crazy. I cannot. I think, my God, I don't know. I don't have PhD with this.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's
Yes,
hard.
I
You
don't
think
know
that you
what
get crazy.
I would do in this case because no. I don't have maturity for this situation.
We have a law that we can hit in animals, in old people, but when we see somebody hitting in a kid, we think that it's normal. And we need to think that kids are just learning. They are so curious about the world, and we need to have patience. It's so hard because we have bad days too, and we need to be good for them.
Yeah.
Eu vou ver o peixe que tá lá em cima, gente.
Wow. I was imagining Joyce in the supermarket. Wow.
I
Okay.
have some when I want to go to the supermarket with her, I usually to take with me some fruits, because when is eating, is quiet. And I have always a list, and I go just when I need to go, not more than this.
Excellent, excellent points. So that's the idea of positive discipline. So we should talk to the kids. That's number 4. And number 3, involve children in the decision-making process to develop the kids' autonomy. So this point is another example that is very polemic too, because you give choice to the kids. I see a lot of this in restaurants, for example, family asking the kids what they would like to eat, what they would like to drink, what clothes they would prefer to wear, yeah? And then some people say this is positive because the kids will learn autonomy. And other people think this is very negative because it will make kids very spoiled. Do you know this word? Spoiled. Spoiled. Yes, spoiled is mimado in English. So there is this idea that when you give kids choice, they become spoiled. And there is another idea that when you give kids choice, they become autonomous. So that's the question. In your opinion, giving choice to kids makes them autonomous or spoiled? What is your perception? Nobody?
I think no autonomous is spoiled. But this responsibility not the kid, is the parents. Today, I think, in my opinion, the people can't control yourself. It's very difficult to, for example, it's very difficult stay together with the older people, adults. It's very difficult. One woman and the man, kid and the father, kid and the mother. I don't know. For example, I'm alone. I don't have contact with my family. I cut totally contact with my family because it's very difficult. So for my health, mental health, I need cut. And we are adults, and we can solve the problems. It's necessary space. It's necessary cut the company, all right? So when we talk about the kid in the life, education, food, I think it's a very role for the parents. It is a lot of thinking in mind, a lot of so the parents choice, for example, work a lot for it's possible, for example, a good life for her kids. So the time is not enough to stay together, understand, and this connection is complicated. In the past, my mother was connected with me more time. Today, I see my around me the disconnection between mother and kids is very difficult because the mother is all day working, a lot of things in the mind. It's necessary to care about herself, and and have a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very difficult. For example, kid today, the kid, all kids, I think, need a cellular to stay quiet. It's spoiled, all right? Spoiled. It's not necessary a cellular to stay quiet, but I see that the mother can't control, and the cellular for kids today it's as necessary. But the kid is spoiled. It's not necessary. But you understand, man?
Yes, yes,
I think
very
I
good
confused.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. Yeah, this is a good point. And do you have any opinion, Joyce, about giving kids choice? Do you think choice makes kids independent, autonomous, or more spoiled? What is your vision on this?
Independence. We must to show to kids that they are a person and they can choose things. I don't know how to say it in English, but sujeito de direitos.
Yeah, they are. In English, we say individuals. Yeah.
They are individuals. We need to show them that the opinion of them is important. I used to, for example, today in the morning, it was cold, but my kid didn't want to put a coat. I give to her two options to take one to go to the school. Tá bom, desculpa, filho. And it's for her age. I think that each age we have to give some limit, but to then could make choice into this space. Like she wants to when we go out. Iris, do you want to wear this dress or this t-shirt? Vem cá, filha. And I think that when somebody come here, vem cá. When someone wants to do with her something that she doesn't want, she says no. And it's so important to me.
Excellent. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So it's very personal. Yeah. How you will raise your family. Yeah. This is a very controversial topic because it depends on your perspective. The same situation for number 2. Look, number 2. Open communication, creating a space for open and honest dialogue that allows mutual understanding and respect. Many people don't agree with open communication. For example, there is a meeting, a family meeting, and many families, they say, oh, your grandpa is here, kiss your grandpa, and then the kids doesn't want to kiss the grandpa. So many mothers, they say, oh, come on, this is very rude, kiss your grandpa. And then the kids doesn't want to kiss, and then they push the kids to kiss the grandpa, and then they have to kiss the grandpa by force because there is no open communication to respect the kids because she doesn't want to kiss grandpa. So what is your vision on this? What is your perspective? If the kids are open and honest and say, I don't want to kiss this visitor. So should parents force the kids to kiss because kissing visitors is education, is the manners, or no, they have to respect their decision, even though they're kids, and allow them, give permission to them not to kiss the visitors. How do you see this example?
My parents forced me when I
Wow.
was, yes, go there. But I think that I wouldn't do this. In this case, I think, for example, I'm a favor of the limit, right? Limit. For in this case, for example, I think that the kids, the children are true in this moment, they no desire, stay to get the kids, this person. Why to force? It's not necessary.
Mhm.
All right, no one don't want to know, so no. And I think this
Mhm.
is our ego is child, because we are adults. We
Mm.
can understand that this moment that it doesn't want, and that's okay. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic. Wow, this discussion is very deep and so nice because we have eight slides and we are in slide number 3. So I think we need one more class to finish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this discussion was very rich today. And it was great because everybody talked, everybody could have a chance to speak. So I think it was really engaging. Yeah, so next class, we're going to cover slides 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? Wow,
Ok.
beautiful.
Que
Okay, people.
lindeza, meu Deus! Olha esse bico!
Yeah. Wow.
Amei! Dá esse bico para mim! Que bico lindo!
Yeah, what is her name? Wow, so beautiful. Nice. So only one student has a kid today, yeah? Cirbelli is not a mother, yeah, you're not a parent, right? And
Yes.
ah, okay, so we are waiting for Cirbelli to have a baby. Then we'll talk about parental education.
Yes, I don't have kids, but I love children.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
And they like me too. Yes.
Ah, okay, that's nice. Okay.
Yes. But I always say the kids is a thing. It's a
Mm,
thing. The children, all the things. So I don't have kids, and I think it's not necessary. I don't want, but
mhm.
I love children. I love.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so next class we're going to follow to have the next 5 slides and close this topic. Okay, so 6 o'clock now. Thank you so much for the presence and participation. See you next Thursday at 5
Okay,
p.m.
see you.
See you.
Thank you very
Goodbye.
much. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you,
Bye
everybody.
bye.
Bye.